What's going on, fellow humans and resellers? It is I, James, RedemptionAgency.com 20. 3 years selling full-time on eBay. We are Friday, right? Think we finally made it to Friday? Yep. Friday morning, we are at 7 a.m. I was kind of just scrolling through YouTube to find a topic. And I haven't really watched a lot of videos, but I see not a lot, but some changes with people over the past, say, 3 months or so. I'm curious to see how it'll play out, right? See if it works for some, it doesn't work. You know, with eBay, with all the issues, so many people are changing to, Whatnot or that district. And then you got all the Poshmark drama going on right now. How many of them are going to flood over to eBay if they're not already there anyway? Just a lot of movement going on in the last several months. So let me check. I'm watching Pee-wee's at the top of the steps. He's just acting a little funny today. Didn't want to eat his food, all of his food. So looks like he's probably getting ready to slide down the steps if he don't catch himself. Since we're at the record right now, 10 weeks, just kind of keeping an eye on him, what have you. Anyway, yeah, just a lot of people shifting and basically seems like, just trying to survive, change things up, what have you. So Yep. Not really finding any topic. Okay, he caught himself. Sounds like he's walking down the steps. Yes, good. Good boy. Stretch. Might have to give you some extra meds today. So the two known problems still going on is offers and cannot ship to your location. Got an offer here. Let me go ahead and take that. He's gonna go in his record room, nice and chill on the cold concrete floor. So let's see, it looks like my sales turned off at 11 last night. And then I had one sale at 4:30. And then I took offers at 6:15. There are more people talking about the do not ship to your location problem, as well as offer problems. And I saw that one person said on the tech board that the offer issue, there was a ticket open a month or so ago about the problems with offers. Then I think it kind of vanished on the boards. So thinking they maybe thought they had it fixed, or I don't know. Anyway, this person said it was reported again a few days ago. So I'm guessing there's another ticket open now. I don't know. But yeah, I went. So yesterday on the media store, here's the offer. Now see, I've already gotten 2 offers this morning, so something's going in the right direction. $80 jacket offer, $40. And the way the sales have been, I feel like I have no other option but to take it. It's disheartening having to accept offers just because the website doesn't work properly, so sales are lacking. But so I'm one who usually gets offers several an hour, all day long. Yesterday, I've been able to count almost my offers for the whole day on one hand. 916, 934, 213, 308, 353, 845. That was the only offers I got on the media store yesterday. 6 offers throughout the whole day. In contrast, since 6 a.m., I've already gotten 2. So, yeah. I thought, I'm guessing this Kylie clothing seller, hers will pop up on my thing every once in a while, and I'm guessing, see, I thought she was doing like 8,000 plus in sales a week. Like this one was 3,900, because there was some I saw where she was beating me. I'm like, that's cool, especially just being clothes, but where are the rest of them? Oh, there it is. And then this last one's 5,374. That's about on track with me right now, I think. Somewhere around there. The last one was 4,371. That's a big swing. $1,000 from one week to the next. The one before that was 4,494. Oh, I guess that makes sense now, because then the next those three are pretty much in line. 4,131. So it was a nice swing up. So 3,930, 3,974. Okay, so it took a nice little jump actually. So but then 1 month ago is 5,434. So that looks like just an anomaly jump there. Sometimes I just kind of keep an eye on that, just kind of to see how, when something like, she consistently puts out that number every week, and I could see it without having to watch a video. It's just something that sticks in my head to kind of do a comparison, because I think she has a decent amount of items up, right? So kind of consistent, right? So numbers should be consistent. So when there's a big drop or something, then it's kind of comparison thing. So but and what's it between Rockstar Flipper and Lindsay? They've just become reporters now, I guess, right? And I think Lindsay learned how to make what sells in videos, because you see her thumbnails now with cleavage showing. So she figured out how to pay the bills when after failing with the bullseye business thing. guess she figured she had to make a drastic change to bring in more money on the YouTube side, being I'm sure there's probably a bunch of debt attached to her right now. I don't know, I haven't really watched the videos, but my guess, if you failed the business but you didn't go bankrupt, there's a lot of debt on your head. So I'm not sure if she went bankrupt or not. So gotta do what it takes to survive in the world today, and every day, and every year, and every decade. Go, go, go. Go, go, go. Everybody just do your thing. Make your money. Make your cheddar. Do what you got to do. Because at the end of the day, it's all about you and those around you. Nobody else matters. Nobody else is going to save you but you. So you got to do what you got to do. If you watched last night's video, I changed the title and stuff on it because a couple people figured out why it was coming up differently, even though I just moved the cassette thing. For some reason, it would search just cassettes, and then when I move it, it would search all. So the placement of the word affected how it searched eBay's categories, which still shouldn't be a thing, but I don't know. It just still doesn't really make that much sense to me why. But that one cassette that came up missing was under vinyl records. Now, I would have known that by clicking on it if eBay didn't get rid of the fact that you used to be able to see what category something was in at the top of the page, which always came in handy when you're comping stuff and when you go to list something and eBay suggests a category, sometimes it doesn't recognize anything in the title and it just doesn't recommend a good category. So sometimes I would go look at an oddball thing, okay, where did the people who sold it put it and what have you. So if they've gone away with that, then that takes away that option to know what category things are selling in just by looking at a sold item. Because when you go to list something, the eBay system, they still don't even recognize like baseball cap or baseball hat. I got hat, cap in a title, but it wants to put it in, when I go like for a Major League Baseball hat, it wants to say that it's a ball instead of ball cap, even though I got cap, hat, snapback, fitted, new era. Even though I got all that information in the title, it wants to say that it's a ball, not a hat. And it's like, how does it distinguish? Why is it reading just one word, ball, cap, instead of cap, hat, adjustable, strap back, whatever? Why is it not putting that together? But it still doesn't recognize just like brand names sometimes, like Nike. It doesn't recognize the name Nike, and I have to put it in. So the suggestions when you're listing something is heavily flawed. So being able to go look for an oddball item to see what category somebody else put it in that's moving in, I didn't use a lot, but I used, and now that tool is gone. Because I don't sell similar off somebody else's listing. I don't do that because I don't know what the people put in that listing, right? What if they put in a keyword that if I copy it and I don't pay attention and it gets me zeroed, you know, or taken down because they keyword spam the, you know, their thing, they just haven't got caught yet, but yet a month later after I list mine gets caught. And I'm like, well, I didn't put that there. But if I built it off somebody but didn't pay attention, so I just prefer to do it my damn self, right? To make sure it's kosher, if you will. All right, let's just get some stuff shipped out here. Well, actually, let's do numbers first real quick so I can see what's at. So, well, with that jacket sale, we're going on 730. Clothing stores at $126. So that's definitely a hell of a lot better than what it's been. For sure. Media store, $102. Wow. Well, the shutdown overnight looks like it did something. So we're at like $230 at 7:30 a.m. even with the shutdown time. So beautiful. Let me do like I did yesterday and see what the week average is up to this point. And we can look at yesterday's sales too. I want to see that. So we'll do that first real quick. So this is clothing store. So yesterday in the clothing store, $353. And in the media store, see if I have any international yesterday. So without international, 303, so low. With international, 329. So under $700 day yesterday. Boo. We definitely don't want to go that direction. So Monday through yesterday. So for the first 4 days of the week in the media store, $1,806. And that's up 2.2% from the week before. And the clothing store took a hit, $989. That's down 24.6%. But again, I have not been putting barely any time into this store, so that's not totally, eBay's fault with the issues. I've been putting up more media than anything else. Kind of my bad. I haven't put clothes up in forever. I've just been putting hats up over here. Maybe I'll do some shoes today, get those put up. So that's $27.95 divided by 4, which puts us below the 700 mark. So yesterday we were over the 700 mark. Now we're under it. So definitely want to stay over the 700 mark. So hopefully today keeps going like it's going. That'll put us at least back over that 700 average. It should anyway. All right. Shipping the clothing store. We got one going to Australia. And that's it there. All right, first up, we got a Build-A-Bear koala in the Batman suit. This sold for $16, headed to Searsport. Is it Maine? It's Maine, right? I am brain farting on my... And now I'm frozen up. Yes, Maine. Maine it is. That was a brain fart. Brain fart. All right. Do-do-do. Get in the box, mister. You're going to a new home. Alright. Get out of here. 1-8. 10-8-6. Anthony. That's crazy. It costs $10 to send a plush. It is going to Maine. I guess that is as far up there as you can get in that direction, right? All right, we got two of these. Ain't it weird that two women's black unbranded hats sold? Army hats. So this one sold for $7, headed to Durham, North Carolina. I guess I gotta decide if I want to go to yard sales and stuff tomorrow. Jan's actually off for 3 days. Since she changed jobs, she actually gets days off now. Got this kitty Christmas t-shirt. The Mountain, of course. The Mountain tees. Sold for $20, headed to San Carlos, California. One part of me wants to get out, another part of me doesn't. I'm just in that weird, I'm in the weird kind of non-social mood. Which is not good for me this time of year. I need to get out, enjoy the weather, the sunshine. Stop being a stick in the mud. My name is Mud. Connor. My name is Mud. Alright, we got this Ice brand. Women's skirt. This is part of the big clothing line I got at yard sale last summer of a bunch of vintage clothes. So this sold for $16, headed to Buffalo, New York. NUS RAT. This part of me doesn't want to leave Pee-wee alone. And did I leave some items somewhere? Because I know I pulled that. Let me go check my basket over here. Yep. Alrighty, we got Los Angeles Kings. So for $7, headed to Riverside, California. I guess I've been getting enough sleep, so Pee-wee got me up at 3. So I took them both outside. Manny. But I guess I fell straight back to sleep because I don't remember trying to go back to sleep. So I'm guessing as soon as I laid down, I was back out, which is very rare for me. So I guess that's why I was able to, when I got up at 6 to feed them, I was able to stay up. Neuter Construction. So for $6, headed to Belmont, New Hampshire. But he was kind of acting weird too, so that kind of made me stay up because I was just watching him. And he just went outside and laid down on the porch after only eating half of his food. So I was just watching to make sure I didn't notice any spasms or anything like that. But I think I'm just going to give him some extra meds today just in case. Brian. Next up, we've got this Galant brand blank brown hat. So for $6, headed to Old Forge, Pennsylvania. So I was gonna, 2 days ago when I started the new arrival videos, I wanted to keep an eye on that day and compare it to a day the previous month of the same watch hours, or close to it. So the day I was comparing it to had 20 more watch hours. So the day I was comparing it to, so 2 days ago, actually had 20 less watch hours, but I made $5 more on that day. So I'm like, oh, that's kind of cool. Because normally it goes by the watch hours. I know there's other little factors in there too, but so to see you at 20 less hours, but with more money, I kind of attributed it to that YouTube change in the commercials and stuff. Got this nightcap. So for $10.50, headed to Kent, Washington. So then I watched. So now I watch yesterday's videos when it populates, usually at the end of the day. Compare it to the day before and see how it plays out. Because yesterday compared to the day before had think 600 less views, but it had like, I think 500 more watch hours. So the day before yesterday, that was a $31 day on YouTube. I haven't had a $30 day in a very long time on YouTube. So I'm curious to now if I've gotten, I think it was 4,200 watch hours yesterday. So if in comparison, I should get about a $45 day from yesterday. So I'm curious to see how close what I think should be compared to what it will be. Because if just hitting record and when I'm taking pictures, you know, I've always tried that before, but it was always a pain in the butt. But now with that camera on the computer, it's super simple. I don't have to do anything but hit record. Why not get paid for that, right? So, and attract people, even different types of viewers who might get pulled in going, ooh, what's he going to put under there next? What's he going to put under there next? Human curiosity, right? Especially if you enjoy that type of, you know, if you enjoy CDs or if you enjoy cassettes, enjoy music, what's he going to put next? What's he going to put next? That's the kind of stuff that keeps me watching just to see. So I know there's a market out there for that type of attraction. So like I said, it's just finding the right wording to get it out to find those find the non-resellers who like that kind of stuff. So my goal is to make that a consistent thing since I have so much media. And let me see how much money those videos actually made themselves. That's what I'm curious about now. So let's see. Whoops. Clicked the wrong thing. All right, so this was the day before yesterday. So they were all 3 CD videos. So this one had 120 views. And 21 cents. Ooh, that was weak. Okay, so maybe it's not these that fueled. So this is actually kind of good, actually, when it comes to the overall money. I know these are not fueling that pay raise that it was more than likely YouTube changing their revenue style thing. 84 cents on that video. And 97 cents on that one. So those are going to take some work. those going to have to, since they're kind of shorter, I guess, going to have to definitely get the right people in there to watch the longevity of those videos, to watch every minute of them. What is the watch hours on that one? So the one with the 97 cents is only 14.2 watch hours. And 145 views. So 14 hours, $97. Roughly, my channel right now, it says it's making $12.30 per 1,000 views. So but at least I know that's not fueling that increase in money. But it also gives me a platform to build on. Or a different platform, I should say. Not a platform, but different content to build on. Next door. Not pulled. Hello. Thank you for accepting my offer. Can you please pack these CDs with care to help maintain their new condition during the shipping process? Thank you very much. No international on the media store. Whoa. All right. No combined orders. I thought I sold 2 Nelly singles. I thought maybe they were going to be the same person, but nope. Or one's an album, one's a single. All right. First up, we got Classics 4 featuring Dennis Yost. Dennis Yost. Headed to Littleton, Colorado. Sold for $24. God, my nose just all of a sudden just started. I gotta remember to see if I got enough stuff to knock this project out this weekend too. Get this better organized. Margaret. Next up, we got a kind of, are you ready? So they came in and bought 3 John Tesh, The Choir of Christmas CDs. They offered me $5 a piece for all 3. I'm like, surely. So $15, headed to Highland, Michigan. $10. Since you asked nicely that they don't get broke, I will upgrade you. That'll cost me an extra 50 cents to do it ground instead of media mail. But since you asked nicely, David. So hopefully, dude, I've been getting some freaking people trying to scam me like crazy lately. What has gone up within the last like 2 months for me? It's just like went from like here to here with people just trying hard to get money back. somebody showed me a shattered case with a broken disc, but they had the disc turned over, so all you saw was the silver side. I'm like, can I see the flip side of the CD? Never heard back from them again. Like, really? Come on now. I ain't that stupid. And then what was the other one? The other one was something oddball like that too. I don't even remember now. But then the 2 empty boxes, one never shipped it back. They opened a return, never, of course, sent it back. And the other one sent back an empty package. And so I reported them to eBay, and eBay refunded them without anything to me. But I think what happens when that happens is they mark the account, because I put on there, just, you might want to keep track of this person just in case this is a scam. You better keep track of the person, because I'm thinking they keep track of it, so if it happens more than once, it's like a red flags their system or something, would be my guess. But yeah, Peter or somebody on Gazette sold for $450, headed to Highland Park, Illinois. What was the other one? It was a clothing item, I think. It was in a clothing store. I don't remember now. Paul. The scam world has definitely increased for me. We got this Chicago Cubs women's New Era cap. Sold for $6, headed to Chicago. I got some stuff still in my media store. I'm not against putting more hats back into the media store too. Like, once the other account reaches that 25,000 free, and I still have tons of hats left, and my media account's mostly the free media, and I still have a lot of room on the others, where on the clothing store I have a lot of room on the media side. So I'm not against putting more hats over into the media store after that one gets full, and then maybe even moving some media over to, I don't really want to do that one, because so many people lot media up. So maybe I'll try to find some big book hauls this yard sale season and use the media over there for books, because I think you can use books for the free 75,000, right? Maybe that's something I'll look into, to use up that. Edwin. Next up, we got Julie London, Cry Me a River. 45 record, sold for $5. Headed to Vacaville, California. Vacaville? 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 Vacaville. Vacaville. I wish I could think of that other scam, because they didn't respond back. I did my normal kind of call your bluff type of thing, waiting for a response back. No response comes back. Of course, not calling them out saying, hey, you're a liar, or nothing like that. Just doing it in a certain way, like with that CD. Go, you mind if I see the other side of the disc so I know for sure? Type of thing. Keeping it all nice and, maybe it is me that messed up, I am responsible for the postal service. It's getting hot in here, so take off all your clothes. I am getting so hot, I wanna take my clothes off. So for $6, headed to Kingstree, South Carolina. Frederick Roofing. Is that just a local St. Louis thing? For a hole in your roof, for a whole new roof, Frederick Roofing. Might just be a St. Louis thing. Princess Bride DVD, sold for $5, headed to Lone Tree, Colorado. So you telling me, in this town, there's only one tree? There's only one lone tree? Is that what you're telling me? Yes, I put that one there yesterday, so that needs resurfaced. I gotta find I don't like resurfacing just one. I gotta have two, so I'm checking these because I'll use that one for my other one. It doesn't need it, but it won't hurt to do it. And all these are perfect, so this one will get resurfaced with that one. So. Debrou. Next up, the Tramps, Slipping Out on vinyl record. Sold for $5, headed to Cumming, Georgia. How many jokes were made in that town by children over the decades? Cumming, Georgia. And by children, I mean kids or adults who don't grow up, like myself. Renee. Boom, boom, boom. I guess Renee from Bargains Hunters on Storage Wars and his wife. You never see them selling anymore. They just travel around doing poker tours, making money. Like, you go. Space heads, roly-poly space heads, eat 'em up, yum. I know that's fish heads, but space heads, low pressure CD. So for $6, headed to Detroit, Michigan. For Marlin. Marlon? You mean Wayans? Marlon Wayans? No, not Marlon Wayans. Next up, we've got the Nitty Gritty Dirt Band. I don't know if I've ever heard any song by them. So for $5, headed to New Orleans. My hat hats are light today, aren't they? Just, I think 2 in this store, or 1 in this store, and then 2 in my other store. Again, 2 days with light hats, not counting that big lot, but 1-8 Elizabeth. That's kind of a red flag with what's going on with the site, because this is usually my best time for hats. Next up, we've got Beatles 1. So for $4, headed to Raleigh, North Carolina. Hats should be flying out of my store right now. Eugene. So I put up a bunch of sealed cassettes yesterday, but several days ago I put up a bunch of sealed classical cassettes. So finally, took several days, but finally sold them. And this is how, I think I talked about it, how I sell those cassettes. When somebody comes in, they're just going to pile up those classical sealed cassettes. So we got Boom. Boom. See, I know what I'm talking about sometimes. Sometimes. And $12, $12, $12, $12. Buy 2, get 2 free. I have noticed since I started the buy 2, get 2 free on media, that when I'm listing and comping prices, that there's a lot more people doing the buy 2, get 2, buy 3, get 3 thing going on. Because before I started, I was I would keep an eye on what other people were doing. And a lot of them were doing like, buy 10, get 10 free, or buy 10, or buy 2, get 1 free, different things like that. There wasn't really many doing, I don't remember any. I'm sure there probably was a couple doing the buy 2, get 2, but I don't recall them. But I'm just giving the benefit of the doubt. So now that there's a bunch of them popping up, I'm just wondering, did they see me doing it and that's why they're doing it, or what? Nelly Sweat CD sold for $4.50, headed to Franklin, Kentucky. I mean, I didn't scour the whole, every seller to see. I'm just noticing more now than I did before I started it. That's all. That's all I'm saying. And it doesn't matter to me. Everything in the world is about copying, if you will. Copying and or duplicating and putting your own spin on it. Angel self-titled cassette sold for $5, headed to Clearwater, Florida. That's how the world works now. There's not that many innovations as there used to be, when it comes to anything, creative-wise, music-wise, hell, even movie-making-wise. Everything's freaking being built off of something, like new Karate Kid's Legend. But people making money where they can, what I'm saying, man? a different environment today. Like, I think just beyond what's going on economically through tariffs and stuff, how everything is probably going to take a big shift and restructure, which is probably going to take a little bit of time. I feel the same as with everything else. Like, the way we consume stuff, it has changed, but I think now I feel like more companies are accepting that change, and so there's going to be a big shift from everything from, I think, like social media to maybe the way music is done, just everything across the board. I think it's really going to start taking a huge shift into like different directions and stuff. Almost kind of like, say, what Whatnot did, right? Everything is like quick and fast these days, live in your face, blah, blah, blah. They jumped on that. I think it's going to be bigger than just that. And not just with reselling and stuff, but just businesses overall with anything and everything. We've always been like a company or a country of disposable stuff. Now it's almost like content is disposable, because there's just so much of it. It's consumed so quickly. Like, I got a feeling there's going to be some other kind of, there's going to be a lot of new innovations coming from that fact. And something like Whatnot was just like the start of it. It's going to come down to, I think, music, TV, movies, shopping, like, I like saying, social media is not the real world, because if somebody gets in your face and says what they say hidden behind a keyboard, in the real world, a lot of people get knocked the fuck out type of thing. A lot of people wouldn't even say anything because they'd be too chicken to say anything, right? So I've always seen that social media is not the real world. But it would not shock me within the next 5 years that everybody who's online, you know exactly who they are, no matter how they try to hide themselves. Maybe something like virtual reality changes that, and that's more of a everyday thing for more people. Like, I could be making this video by wearing a headset or something, and you're seeing what I'm seeing through my eyes instead of just looking at me like this. And that's the video, that's the content. You're experiencing everything I experience. Which I guess you can kind of do that now with some of those glasses that were coming out. I haven't bought any of those yet, just because you never want to get in on the first because of, something new tech-wise. Always starts out slow and slow, if you will. And tech changes so quickly. Like a pair of those Ray-Bans or whatever that were Google Lens for a while, and then I think Meta's doing the Ray-Ban thing. Which, when a good one's out there, I'm gonna grab one. That'd be a cool perspective to make videos around. Everything from doing what I'm doing here to driving to walking into stores, just everything. I think that's going to be the next big explosion in the space of videos and influencers and stuff like that. Be more of a commonplace thing. All right, I got one international, right? Which I'm always trying to stay like with the times, so I don't be like one of those old people like my parents were who don't understand things. Like my dad never understood the internet. My mom never got to experience the internet, let alone understand it. Like, I feel totally lost with something like Bitcoin and that kind of currency. Like, I have no clue. Also with, I guess they kind of faded away, but what were they called? Where you could buy a picture of something and it was, you know what I'm talking about. Those have kind of disappeared. But Bitcoin and stuff like that hasn't, so I'm still totally lost with anything to do with any of that. Just never looked into it or anything. So we got this black unbranded hat headed to Australia. Sold for $10.50. Ooh. Like if I could create a listing, say on eBay, with just a pair of glasses and nothing else, that'd be kind of cool. Take the picture, and just verbally tell it what to do. Create draft, hat, type, title, unbranded black women's baseball or army cap, and then everything's done for you. Upload. Can you imagine how much easier it is going to make money reselling online in 25 years from now, 20 years from now, as opposed to today? It's going to be night and day. It's going to be one of them things that where I'll be like, man, I wish I would have been able to do this sooner, because now I'm rich, bitch. I can do things quicker. I can make more money. Everything's done faster, consumed faster, done faster. I gotta do my printouts. I guess that's where something like Whatnot, the equivalent to that would be, how is eBay going to keep up with, since everything's consumed quicker, how can we list quicker, get more into the system quicker? to keep up with something like Whatnot, where you can go through 100 items in a couple of hours or whatever. eBay needs to be able to let the average person list a couple of 100 items every hour, type of thing, like the balance between the two type of thing. So I think companies are finally going to start getting caught up in that area. And it's going to be part of that explosion I'm talking about. Where it's just going to keep. Are you going to work for me today? Thank you. Thank you for working today. Here. End of day. 2 labels from yesterday. Alrighty, we are at 8:15. Let's see where I'm at. So 102 still in the media store. And still 126. So, yeah, 2:30-ish at 8 o'clock. So nothing's come through since last time I looked, but hopefully it won't stop. Hopefully I won't have, like the last couple, like since these issues started, I've been having 4 or 5 hours during the day where nothing will come through. Where if you've been watching my videos, you know that's not anywhere close to normal. So gotta resurface these and I'm off to the post office. All right, thanks everybody for hanging out. Thanks for all the support on all the videos and the new little thing I'm doing and stuff. So appreciate all the support, all the likes, comments, and all that good stuff. And I'm sure I'll probably have some shipping videos this weekend also. And then maybe make one showing if I got enough to do this project, I'll do a before and after of all this project also. So going to turn up the video volume to try to turn that money back up. But of course it's all going to be just normal stuff that I'm doing anyway. So, all right. If I go to yard sales tomorrow, gotta remember to take my vest to put the camera in, do some recording there. So I might go to a flea market. I haven't been to a flea market in a couple of years, so maybe I'll do something like that. If one or two of the boys are gonna be home to keep an eye on Pee Wee anyway. All right, thanks, and I will see you all in the next video later.